Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Injury Time sub channel. This will be a channel based on football with an emphasis on Arsenal and Glasgow Celtic. Who am I? My name is Brian and I run the channel just by myself. I'm just a football fan. I just enjoy talking about football. So, with further ado, I'm going to be previewing the Arsenal versus Fulham game happening on Saturday. At half 12, it'll be kicking off the Football Premier League season. So, a lot to look forward to, a lot to get through. So, let's go. So, Arsenal versus Fulham, it kicks off the Premier League season on BT Sport at half 12 on the 12th of September. Craven Cottage, a very big place to go for Gunners to go on away days. It's always a posh day out at Craven Cottage. Last time we were there, really different circumstances. We won 5-1, but under Unai Emery in one of his, that was October, I believe, 2nd of 2018. We are now at, the time of recording this, it is the 10th of September 2020. So we are nearly about 21 months on from that game. A lot has changed. We have a new manager. We have a lot of new players in. And it's really important to get off to a good start in this game. I always find Craven Cottage will be tough, and this will be no different. The Arsenal form going into the game is, I would say, quite good. Bearing the blunder at Aston Villa in a pre-season friendly, we're coming off some great form. We won the FA Cup and the Community Shield, beating Chelsea and Liverpool, probably two really tough teams. Arteta arguably has a really tough job in trying to pick this team. There's a lot of players up for grabs. We have a lot of players at the moment with now, a lot of new players coming in as well. Gabriel, we have Saliba, Willian, Cedric, Mari, a lot of players coming in with not a lot of exits. We haven't had very, very many exits. So it'll be interesting, I believe, to see who Arteta picks. I'm going to go through my own personal predicted lineup, my own score, and we'll see how we go. This game is important for form, I believe. Away form has really tormented Arsenal in the past couple of seasons. So it's really important to try and get off to a good start for that reason. And no better place to start than Fulham. They're just coming back into the Premier League. They're going to be spurred on by a fantastic campaign last season. They weren't really tipped to go up. They were tipped to sort of push, but they went in, won the playoffs against, a team that arguably should have beat them, but they came out on top. Scott Parker's done a really good job, and it'll be interesting to see how he plays out the game. In terms of how important it is for our players, I think when it comes to our players, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Nicolas Pepe, them boys really need to get off to a good start. They need to push themselves to, be the players that we can rely on this season. I'm just have to keep up with how we're doing from last season. We came off some really, really good form. After the restart, we arguably got better. It got worse before it got better. But now it's our chance to really kick on. An FA Cup win and a Community Shield win is nothing to be, laughed at. It's trophies in the end, and we beat two great teams. We beat the best team in the country. Now 2-2. So I'm going to get into the predicted lineup. In goal, really tough, really tough. I believe on merit, though, that Emi Martinez is going to get the nod over Bernd Leno. Leno is fit. He played for Germany during the international break. But I believe Emi Martinez, from the restart, has done enough to get himself into the team. I believe he'll be in the team up until he makes a couple of mistakes going on. Leno is breathing down his neck. It feels amazing to have two top goalkeepers in the club. I believe we've ever had this. We went from Almunia, an aging Petr Cech, Fabianski. They just never really cut it. Now we have Leno, who proved himself last season. Unfortunately, came down to injury, and I think everybody just were a bit scared. And then Emi came in, played amazing. Liverpool and Chelsea really them games showed himself, and he was fantastic. So in the right back spot, I've gone for Hector Bellerin. He is subject to speculation at the moment about leaving the club. PSG are believed to be leading that race, but he's a consummate professional. He's consistent, and when he's at his peak, he's a really top player, and he's a really good leader in the team. You know, you see everything he does outside, and he never lets anything outside affect him on the pitch. Coming off the injury, it was really tough for him, but he now, starting to get back into peak fitness. After the restart, the FA Cup final, I believe he played a really, really good game, and I think against Liverpool in the Community Shield, he also played a very good game. So I'm going to go with Hector Bellerin. In the first centre back slot, I originally had David Luiz. May surprise some people, but I've actually gone for Rob Holding instead. A lot of people will be looking for William Saliba to be starting. I would love him to start personally, but I don't think Arteta will go for that. I believe that he will ease Saliba into the side. So it remains to be seen. Saliba's only really been with the team probably about 2 or 3 weeks, playing 2 friendlies, maybe not enough preparation. So I believe like Rob Holding, 24, young, needs to get some minutes in his career. He's been plagued by injury, he's been plagued by having other players at the club that seem to get ahead of him. So Rob Holding gets a spot for me. He's a valuable asset, and I think he'll do well. Just in terms of youth, it's important to get them guys some minutes. So in the other centre back slot, we're going for our new signing, Gabriel, who signed from Lille for about 27 million euros. I don't believe he'll be eased in. With injuries to Mari, Mustafi, David Luiz, on the left side of centre back, I believe Gabriel will get the nod. He's a bit older, maybe has a bit more experience than Saliba, and we've really needed a left-footed centre back, and I believe Arteta will chomp at the bit to get him into the team. New debutant. Let's see what happens with him. I hope he has a good game. He's a tough start. In the left back slot, though, I have put fan favourite Kieran Tierney. What needs to be said about him? The tail end of last season, he was immaculate. Really, really great player for the team. Really worked hard. Great on the ball. Hard work, determination. Really just describes him his whole career. When he was at Celtic, that's how everybody described him, and I believe that's how people will describe him here. He's quickly becoming a fan favourite, and I love it. I think he's fantastic. So he gets the left back slot for me, and beside Gabriel. In the deep lying role in midfield, we are going to go with Granit Xhaka. Really on his redemption arc at the moment. After Palace, October last season, we're about 11 months on from that. He has really, really showed his chops in terms of what he can do. I believe in the international break, he had played a blinder against Germany. Germany aren't any pushovers. He's really been a top player for us, and I believe that he may be the best midfielder in the club at the moment. Of course, we have the speculation about Thomas Partey and Aurora are coming around at the moment, so that'll be interesting to see if they come in. Where does Granit Xhaka go from here? Because I think he's pivotal in that midfield for us. The stats speak for themselves. When he's in the team, we win, and when he's out of the team, we struggle a bit more. I think he breaks up play. He's that middleman in the midfield, and we know that we can rely on him for a good performance. Now, his discipline was such a question beforehand. Now it is like you can't fault it. Yeah, he's going to get a yellow card, most likely 1 in every 2 games. That's just the way he plays. But he's fantastic, and I think he'll get the start. Then we're going to go with a pivoting 2 as the 4-3-3. So in the other centre back slot, on our other centre midfield slot, we're going to have Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been fantastic under Mikel Arteta. He was subject to speculation only about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, that he was going to go to Wolves for 20 million. Then he played the Community Shield, played an absolute blinder of a game, got man of the match, scored a penalty. And I think that's swayed Arteta to be like, I want you to stay here. You're going to be important to us. Like he's really come out of his shell. I think under Arteta, I think a lot of individuals have come out of their shell under Arteta. So I believe he'll be one to keep an eye on. And partnering him will be Danny Ceballos. He just joined the club there during the week, back on another loan. I believe everybody was happy to see him. After like his post restart performances, I think it merits him a part in the side. Like he played very, very well in every game. Um, Basically every game. He had maybe dropped off in a couple of games, but other than that, I believe he was fantastic. Like the man of the match performance versus Liverpool in the first game, or sorry, no, the Liverpool game. I believe he got man of the match. I'm not really too sure. I'll have to check that. But now with what we have in the midfield with Xhaka and Maitland-Niles, they'll be the battlers, and we can maybe get a more creative side out of Danny Ceballos. We've only seen a wee glimpses of his creative side because he's always pulled into a battle, which he can do, which is great. You think of Spanish midfielders, you think of David Silva, you think of Iniesta and Xavi. They wouldn't be ones to get into it, but Danny does, and he goes for it, and he plays for the badge, which is amazing. Even though he's on loan, he still plays like he is, he's fighting for his position. So it's great to see him back, and I look forward to him back. So now we're getting into the front three. Really, really tough to pick the front three. But on the left, I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He is the key man. He is our big player, a really big game player, our big player all over the past 2 seasons. He's been so important. Willian, Saka, we're in with a shout. But when I thought about Arteta's team selection, I believe Aubameyang will play on the left. He's been proved on the left. 20 league goals last season, majority of it coming from the left-hand side. Like there's only about 3 players in the Premier League that can do that: Mane, Salah, Aubameyang. Really, Sterling is up there too, but Aubameyang just has a killer instinct in front of goal. He only needs one chance. He can convert any chance he really goes for. He does fall off sometimes, in certain games. You maybe not see him for 70 minutes, and then he pops up with 2 goals, and you're like, oh, there he is. There's Aubameyang. That's our star player. It's really important to get him on the score sheet. It's really important for form-wise. If we can get him scoring, get another 20 goals this season along with other goal scorers, vital in the pursuit of the top 4 and pursuit of trophies in general. We've a FA Cup to retain, Europa League coming up, League Cup. Then we've got Leicester in the third round, so that'll be important for us. And we've just been spurred on this morning. David Ornstein, Arsenal's reliable source, said that he's going to end the speculation and sign a new deal, and I think that's more important than some signings. He is the captain. He is the guy you look to when you need a goal, when you need that little bit of push. Get him in the right position, and he'll do it for you. Now in striker, I have gone for Lacazette. Now this again may surprise some. He is under speculation as well. Atletico Madrid are believed to want to come in for him, and speculation about a swap deal between Partey and Lacazette, and all that stuff just going around at the moment. But I believe he'll start. I think he's a hard worker. He plays very, very well as like a false 9, and he gets goals. He needs goals to boost his confidence, because when he gets scoring, he's a real marksman in front of goal. He really, when he gets his chance, he takes it, and it's something that we need out of our main striker. If he's going to stay the rest of the season, he needs to be scoring. He needs to be scoring goals. He needs to be providing as well. His false 9 work allows Aubameyang and our right winger, who you can probably guess by now, to get in and get goals. I personally hope he stays. He's a hard worker, and I really liked him. Maybe he hasn't scored as many goals. Maybe we hoped when he joined us, but he works hard, and when partnered with Aubameyang and our right winger Pepe, he will be fantastic. And it's important to get him on the score sheet, possibly, or just to get a good performance out of him, just to boost that confidence a little bit. And as I said there, in right wing, probably the easiest decision. I have gone for Nicolas Pepe. I mean, what else is there to say? Pace, power, dribbling, cutting in, and he's important to get off on the right foot this season. Not saying the last season he had a particularly bad one, but he struggled to adapt in the early stages, and there were certain points in the season where you could tell his confidence was a wee bit low, and that's something that I think this season needs to be checked. Gets on the score sheet hopefully on Saturday, or even puts in a couple of assists. Maybe it would be lovely. That back post to Aubameyang would be great, because when he's on his game, everybody's seen it. When he plays well, he can really be a game changer. Like his free kicks are amazing. He beat any left back in this league with the drop of the shoulder. That's just the kind of player he is. He's got the quick feet required. He's a very skillful player, but you need to get the hard work out of him first. You see some games where he's maybe just standing around, and then he gets the ball and he kind of flails around a wee bit. I think Arteta is the perfect man for him. You see what Arteta did with Raheem Sterling when he came into Pep's setup. I believe if he does that for Nicolas Pepe, we are in for a treat this season. So that's my 11. So we've got Emi, Hector, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney, Xhaka, Maitland-Niles, Danny, Obalaka, and Pepe. Very similar to last season, except for maybe Gabriel. Gabriel and Holding are probably the only players in there that we would love to see our signings come in. Willian, we'd love to see Saka get some minutes. I believe they'll maybe come off the bench. The only way I see this, I don't believe the midfield will change. Saliba could come in for Holding, and in the front three, we have Willian coming in. Willian could start on the left, and Aubameyang could play up the centre. I don't believe he'll do that, but that's a possibility as well. But yeah, this game, it's so important to get off to a winning start. Arteta's really built a really good vibe around the club. I'm really looking forward to this season. The only really time I can, I got excited for Emery's first season in charge, for a new start, but it was evident pretty quickly that he was maybe not the right one for Arsenal. He didn't bring that flair. He didn't bring that sense of, that we're watching the Arsenal play. But Arteta has, we've put in hard working performances, which is something we haven't seen for quite a while. I believe that in the current state of football at the moment, the top teams, you're just going to have to sit back. We did that against City, and in the FA Cup semi-final, we did that against Liverpool at home. In the league, and then against Chelsea, we just dominated. Chelsea are going to be a tough outfit this year. They're going to be really, really tough. For the games coming up as well, it's important to get 3 points on the board now, get the points, because we've got Liverpool away and we've got City away in our first 5 games, and that is not going to be, an easy, start. It's probably the toughest start of any of the top 6 teams. So I'm interested to see how that will play out. I'm happy to get them away games out of the way. At the same time, maybe if we can get some points and get some momentum, maybe we could take something from them games, whether it be a point or sneak a win would be amazing. But we really need to push hard. We need to work. We need to trust Arteta. There's going to be bumps in the season, I believe, but we have seen already that he is the man for the job. I believe that he is the man to take this club forward. He is still learning, though. He was an assistant manager for only about 2.5 years under Pep Guardiola. Probably the best manager to be under that, but he also worked under Arsene Wenger as well. So you've got a good mix of like a manager that can do it all, and we've seen that he can have a defensive side to him as well. Pep Guardiola maybe isn't known for his defensive work as more as his attacking work, but Arteta's came in, really been, bunkered, got in the bunker, and then, I had to push these players, David Luiz being the main one. David Luiz and Mustafi, were outlaws at the club. again, especially against Chelsea when we Chelsea away last season when we snuck a draw. Like David Luiz got sent off, and then the restart. David Luiz came in, and things didn't go too well. Against City, and then before you know it, like he was going to be in my starting 11 today, but he's a major doubt. If he is fit, I think he'll play. But we need to at Craven Cottage. We're going to have to exploit the limited space that there is. It's going to be a compact pitch. It's going to be condensed. We've just played 2 games at Wembley and then a friendly at the Emirates, and then we played the MK Dons as well. There's not going to be a lot of space in the pitch. It's up to us to make the space, and I think we will. Tierney and Bellerin will probably bomb down that left and right hand side, and try and create whatever space we can. They'll probably sit deep and be quite compact. But we can unlock that. I believe as a team we can unlock what we can do. I'm going to do a score prediction. Not really one for score predictions, but I'm going to go with a 3-0 win. If we play the way we do, we will win. If we're comfortable, we will win. It's important to get an early goal. I think that's just a cliche in football. You get an early goal, and if you can get 2-0 at half time, game's dead. Of course, in the English Premier League, anything can happen, but with this team, I believe that you go into halftime possibly 2-0, you push yourself to get that third, kill the game, and then you can bring on players like Saka and Willian. And even if we're needing a goal, even if it's 1-1 at the 70th minute, we have options from the bench to bring on. Eddie Nketiah is another one. He's just done a really, really good job with the under-21s. So I'll be interested to see how Arteta puts his team out. I'll be interested to see how we play, the system that we will play, definitely, because we've played the 5-2-3 for quite a good number of games last season, but against Watford we changed to that 4-3-3, and I believe that's how Arteta will want to play now that we've got the players in there, we've got the depth in there to play. We still have about 20 plus days of the transfer window for Arsenal to get players. Of course, they're in for Aouar and Partey, and all them players are linked, and Julian Draxler even was linked. I don't particularly want that one, but he was linked. It's good to see that we're linked with players. We're pushing. We want to create a team here. It's not going to happen in a day. That's the reality of this season. We may fall off at points in the season. I believe we have the squad depth for it, but we may fall off, and I'm prepared for that. I've been very hopeful for seasons and then been really let down when we fall off. But this is only his really his first full season to do some work. So I believe in this team. I believe in Arteta to bring us forward, and I look forward to Saturday. I look forward to having football back on the TV. I've been watching the Scottish League and watching the international stuff, so I'll be really interested to see how we play out, how it goes. I'm going with 3-0. Maybe really cliche, but away to Craven Cottage is going to be tough. The lads are going to push hard. Yeah, I'm really enjoying. I'm looking forward to football being back. Thanks for watching Injury Time Sub's first video. If you like what you see, if you don't agree with me, if you agree with me, let me know. You can follow me on my socials. I'll be doing a live watch along for the Fulham game on here and on my Twitch channel, Injury Time Sub, and on this, of course, on this YouTube channel as well. So stick around for that. I really look forward to seeing you all on Saturday. I look forward to talking to you all on Twitter, live tweeting the game and stuff like that. I'm really, really excited. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the stream. Enjoy.